Alec is here from Get Shit Done. Again, I'm going to tell you how to get shit done.
I'm originally from Ukraine.
This video is about challenges and why do you need challenges, why they're good for you, and I'm gonna give you only one reason, and it's definitely not what you think about why do you need challenges, okay? So let's get started. Let's talk about challenges. You're probably all familiar already with this beat up phrase, be comfortable while being uncomfortable. There's nothing new about it, but it's very true. This is something what I'm gonna talk about today in this video. Telling all my people at my company, challenge yourself. I'm making their life harder, definitely by challenging them through changes that are happening at our company. In recent years, there's a lot of change, technology, processes, services that we're offering, right? This is definitely a challenge. I'm bringing these guys out of their comfort zone and putting them in an uncomfortable position with the idea that this uncomfort is going to bring them growth. But again, this is not the reason why I'm making this video, and this is not my main reason for challenging myself. So again, the personal story, of course, going back, 2017, probably at my, highest weight I've ever been, probably 236, thinking that I'm the sexiest man alive while I'm, making my second wife, going to dietitian, and we're going together, and dietitian is saying, hey, why, you're very aggressive, why don't I look at you? So dietitian looks at me and says, hey, well, you're actually obese, and she's pretty good, right? So that's already call in my head. The phone started to ring, and I definitely got comfortable. The last challenge that I had prior to that was probably 2004 when I came to America. So we're talking about a span of 13 years that there were some challenges, but I think it was mainly comfortable the last few years, and that comfort brought nothing but problems, right? So long story short, there's probably a separate video why I got into Ironman races. That's the hence reason why I'm wearing this shirt. Ironman is well known as one of the toughest challenges that the person could put themselves through. So I'm getting to Ironman races, first half Ironman, and then 2019 full Ironman. So 2020, well, you will all know what happened in 2020, so scratch 2020. 2021, I continued doing Ironman, and then in 2022, got into gravel races, finished two of the hardest, in my opinion, races that exist. One is in Texas, one is in Kansas. Well-known Dirty Kansas was renamed to Unbound Gravel. So if you know anything about gravel, you definitely know Dirty Kansas. And then I went on a trip to Iceland where I stayed for 3 days by myself, and I did the mountain bike trail on a gravel bike. It took me 3 years. I almost died. It's also a separate story. So that was the hardest challenge that I put myself through. It was definitely more challenging than the Ironman, right? On Ironman, it's physically and of course emotionally, mentally hard, but you have support people, you have aid stations, you have food, you could stop at any time, right? When you're in the middle of nowhere in interior Iceland, there's nowhere to stop, right? You could call SOS. I had SOS, and maybe the helicopter will come and get you, but it's the last resort, right? So you could still say there's some saving grace, but not as much, right? So it brings me to my main point. Why do you need it, right? And why did I need it for myself? I was very short-fused person, very impulsive, and also very scared inside, right? And outside I was very brave, but on the inside I was a very scared person. And I started realizing that all of these, like the daily pings, right? Ping, daily pokes that I was receiving were causing me too much stress. They were just stressing me out, but they were very small. But for me, they were very, very big. And they were driving me crazy, and I would go and on for hours about something that right now it's not even worth talking about, right? Started to look at my heart rate. Majority of you have your wrist watch that whether it's super accurate or somewhat accurate, measures your heart rate. So you could, if you never challenge yourself, look at the certain situation, look at your heart rate. How much does it go up, right? How much do you think about it? And you could measure that after you put yourself to challenge. It doesn't have to be Ironman. That's what I'm saying is find your challenge. Telling my guys, telling people that I don't know, find your challenge. It doesn't have to be Ironman, but it has to be very, very hard. It has to scare you. You have to come out a different person on the other end. As soon as I finished, I realized I'm a different man, right? Now I have this reference point. I said, listen, I moved, took me 11 hours, 13 minutes, and 19 seconds. I moved that long, right? I completed 140.6 miles in a day. There's always their motto, do it once, brag for the rest of your life. Now I had this mental reference point. So listen, if I did this, how come something of that insignificance causing me any kind of stress? So my main reason why do you need a challenge is this. We will all face something bad happen to us during our lifetime. This is inevitable, right? Whether it's someone close to you might die, or even something like war in the country where you were born. Something that is hard to comprehend, right? And if you ever challenge yourself personally, I guarantee you will not collapse. You will be the main person that the other people will look up to, right? Especially if you're a man in the family, they will look up to you. What are you gonna do, guy? How are you gonna react, right? I'm glad that I did that Ironman in 19, because guess what? When 2020 came and we were told to shut down, we're a private company, so you can agree, you can disagree with me. Probably the people that supported this will hit the dislike. That's your call. You never owned the business. You probably never was proud of anything, right? You're just a no-sayer, whatever you are. I don't care. But if you ever did something and then for a known reason you're told that you no longer can operate, you don't matter, right? The virus matters more. Again, that's never winning argument for both sides. But that's how I felt, right? So I had to face my guys, my girls, and say, listen, we're not going to close, okay? I'm not letting anyone out. I'm not letting anyone go. We're not selling the business. We're not closing. We're gonna be staying here. And we're gonna fight, right? Fighting by staying with the idea to reopen. And guess what? We reopened stronger. We had the strongest second half. We remodeled the building. We did a really, really cool training lab. I was there every single day. If I'm allowed to open my office, I'm gonna be there. I've been there every single day. That was actually common side, right? I had a face-to-face meeting with everyone. So listen guys, it's only for 2 weeks, right? We all thought it's only for 2 weeks. I'm gonna take care of you. Some of our people, unfortunately, they live paycheck to paycheck. It's the brutal reality of some of the service companies, and we had to cover them. I said, listen, I'll help you the best I can, because I want you guys back, because we're not going back anywhere, right? But those are very hard conversations you have to have. And if you're not prepared, if you're collapsing mentally, or you might just hide, right? A lot of people let their guys go on unemployment with the hopes when everything goes back, they all come back. I don't know whether it's happened to them or not, but I want to have the control of my destiny, right? And have a sure ability for my people, right? So again, think about it. And if you never challenge yourself big enough, bold enough, it's going to be painful. It's going to be uncomfortable. You might collapse. People turn to alcohol or substance abuse. And if you dig deep in their story, it's usually after something happened in their family, after some catastrophic event that just collapsed them, and they just could no longer take control of their life. So again, I welcome the challenge. I encourage you to challenge, and not necessarily physically. Could be mentally, could be anything you want. You have to be scared of it, and it has to be big enough that at the end of that challenge, you come out a different person. So I wish you best.
I'm originally from Ukraine.